Hello everyone and welcome to In the Newsroom. I am Hwang Ji-hye. Now, it was an exciting week for Korea as we not only celebrated the successful launch of Korea's first ever rocket, the Naro, into orbit, but also welcomed thousands of athletes from around the world for the opening of the 2013 Special Olympics World Winter Games in Pyeongchang. On these stories and more, I had a chance to talk to some of our reporters, and here's what they had to say. In the Newsroom begins right now.
Doing reports every day, and yeah, I'm mostly having fun.
Hi guys.
Right. Oh, hello, Ji Sung-hee.
guys.
Hi.
Well, these are coffees for you.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
wow, it's like a coffee commercial.
So Sean's here.
Good to see Sean in the newsroom.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I saw Jie was in the subway. She almost assaulted me.
Let's not talk about that, please.
Right,
Anyways.
so, he's been filling in for me when I was gone and stuff, but it's really nice to have this sort of a session with
Right.
whatever.
And you always wanted to take part of in this shooting,
did?
right?
Right, yeah. This is my favorite part of the show.
Awesome.
Yeah. good.
Great.
Awesome.
So looking back, quite a number of stories been out from the political front, and one that caused much controversy this week was obviously the outgoing President Lee Myung-bak's decision to grant special pardons to 50 people.
Yeah.
And not many people were too happy about it.
Yeah, because obviously the opposition party was not happy about it, and obviously the public who think they are not suitable enough to receive a special pardon is not happy about it. So.
Right, so this is a traditional thing that a lot of presidents
Right.
do,
Right, yeah.
coinciding with a lot of the
Exactly.
holidays.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
who was on this list this time around, and who created some of the most controversy?
Well, the people who created the most controversy, the elderly, Lee Sang-duk, was not included in the list, but
The president's brother.
Right,
Older brother.
right. But some figures like Choi Si-jung, the Korean Communications Commission chairman, he was also in the list, and Kim Yo-jae, the presidential secretary, was also the former presidential secretary, was also included in the list. And to give you some more examples, Park Ki-tae, who was a former parliamentary speaker, was also included in the list. So some of the most controversial figures were included in the list, like arousing even more controversy about the special pardon.
Yeah, President Lee Myung-bak has only less than a month left in his term, and a lot of people are saying he's just wielding his executive power, at the end of his term. And
Right, but on the other hand, like he's saying, this is a tradition, as Sean said. So like
it's very
been-
justified, and what was it? It's according to law. That's
Yeah.
But was it?
Yeah, because obviously it states it's the sole president's right to do so. So he thinks he's doing what we used to do, and he thinks it's right to do so.
But even President-elect Park Geun-hye was very critical of this move.
Exactly.
Well, what do you think the public thinks? The credibility and the trust level of a lot of our politicians and business leaders are at record lows. Do you think this is just going to feed that kind of sentiment?
Of course. I think it's keep on, like, it's just accumulating. That kind of sentiment is building up, because like it's really because although this is my personal opinion, but although President Park Geun-hye was very critical about President Lee's decision, I think at the end of her term we would have to see if what she does, with her sole rights. So, but I guess it's not really what we can do something about.
It did cause so much commotion, and like you said, we'll have to see what the future leader, including President-elect Park Geun-hye, will do. But hopefully, they will wield the power corresponding with the public opinion.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But moving on to some welcome news that lightened everyone's day earlier this week. Oh my God! For the very first time, Korea managed to put its first space rocket into orbit.
It was teary moment. Seriously. We and some reporters were working in the newsroom, and when the news came out,
we're glued to the screen,
we
weren't
just go there and we saw the screens. And when this space rocket launches and it goes up, and it just becomes a small dot, we were just in awe. It was beautiful moment, and it was super exciting.
Korea's first space rocket, the Naro, finally blasted off just seconds ago. So what's happening there?
Ganya, the Naro has just made its third and final journey into space at 4 p.m. local time.
We go live to Arirang's Sung-hee at the Naro Space Center. Now, Sung-hee, it must have been an exciting day for you. Walk us through this historic launch.
Well, guys, the Naro took off on schedule at 4 p.m. this afternoon, and so far, all the signs seem to be pointing at a successful launch.
Before 9 minutes, this rocket just went up and up and up, and
Right.
it was
And then it disappeared.
It disappeared into space.
Yes.
and found its orbit.
And so we got the confirmation that the satellite sent back the signals, like first to Norway and then
we
to
got
Korea in the middle of the night.
Right.
So that's good. So it shows that it was a very successful launch.
Yeah, and after all those failures,
Exactly.
2 times of
Right.
postponement, and then like 2 times of failure, I
Right.
think, right?
Starting from 2009.
Yes.
So how did you feel delivering the news? It was one of the most historic moments for Korea, wasn't it? I mean,
It was a historic day.
yeah, we've done quite a number of live connections
Right.
with our correspondents.
Yeah, I just felt really great for Sung-hee because the other times we've had correspondents go out there and it ended up in failure. It's a big letdown. And then also like what we were seeing, like some of the citizens' responses, some of them were very let down from the previous failures. So now I think people feel relieved and happy.
I think so too.
And Hyun-bin did a report on that, right? How
he did.
happy people
Oh, there
are.
he is.
As a reporter, it must be a really happy moment. And with this success, I was told that Korea entered the space club that has successfully launched our space vehicle to the space following the North Korea. So Korea is the 11th country to enter this club, and North Korea was 10th.
Yeah, I heard the economic benefits are quite huge too.
Right, potentially $2 billion from a think tank.
Hi guys, I'm here at the Naro Space Center in Gohung, South Jeolla Province. And yes, the Naro finally made its successful journey into space on Wednesday afternoon. However, this is not my first time to be in Gohung, as I was here back in November when the launch was delayed for the second time. It was a huge disappointment back then, but I'm very happy that the Naro has finally made its successful trip to space. And this time I have company with me.
Yes, I am the company. I'm Kim Hyun-bin. I'm a reporter for Arirang, as you know. I followed Sung-hee. I was doing a supporting role on her Naro story. She was going live. I was making different packages each day. It was a great experience. It was very fun.
Well, Hyun-bin, we've been here since Monday and we got to work as soon as we arrived at the Naro Space Center. It was very hectic for me because I was doing live hits on the development of the launch, from its preparation to its successful launch. But I can imagine that it must be hectic for you because you have to be very prompt on delivering your news stories. On the day of the launch, you went to the observatory, and I can imagine that it was very crowded with people. How was it?
It was actually really crowded. A lot of the residents from Gohung came around, and a lot of people from all around the nation. But the thing was that there was a briefing at 1:30. There was a lot of events going on in between 12 to 3. So it takes an hour to get there. So by the time we got there, everything was done.
Right.
And all we could, film was the blast off and people cheering on. And we didn't have that much time in general because we had to be back by 6, and we got there at 3. It takes, like I said, it takes an hour to get back.
far.
Yes. So we only got like 1 hour to shoot. After that, we came back. We heard a little bit. Got my package on time. That was good, but it was really was a speedy moment.
Well, I think the most memorable moment for me was actually seeing the Naro shoot off into the sky. I was waiting for my live hit at 4 o'clock news, for the 4 o'clock news actually, and I saw the Naro fly over me. What do you think you'll remember the most?
Well, the most memorable part is the launch of Naro and it being successful. It's definitely a historical moment, and that's why I wanted to be here. That's why I volunteered to be here. I think that will be the most memorable part for me.
I think you'll agree with me that it's been the most busy and most tiring trip, but at the same time, we got to be at the site of one of the historic moments for Korea. So it was very nice. And also, it was really nice for me to have you with me this time. Thank you for coming all the way down to Gohung with me.
It's my pleasure. It was fun.
Well, moving on to some more welcome news, really. Korea also celebrated another joyous occasion down in Pyeongchang. It's not down. And 2013 Special Olympics World Winter Games.
Yeah.
We said it. Yeah, it had a opening ceremony. I hear a lot of the special guests were there.
Yeah, like Aung San Suu Kyi and Kim Yeona were there for the opening ceremony, I guess. And
Yeah, a famous Chinese actress, beautiful Chinese actress, Zhang Ziyi was also invited.
And our correspondent Sung Ji-hye is there to cover the opening ceremony. I think she was there for a follow-up. It was a global development summit that was held in the sidelines of the sporting event.
Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Hearing voices and making changes. The 2013 Pyeongchang Special Olympics started its 8-day journey on Tuesday with President Lee Myung-bak, Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi, and figure skating champ Kim Yeona present at the opening ceremony. The 3,300 athletes from 111 countries will be taking part in 7 sports, vowed to give it their best.
Hello guys, I'm at Pyeongchang in our Pensa Resort where the final of the snowboard competition is well underway, and as you can see behind me there are hundreds of spectators gathered here actually cheer for the participants, the intellectually disabled who came here to participate in the Special Olympics 2013.
One of the most extreme and exciting winter sports is, of course, snowboarding. And the best of the best are here at the 2013 Winter Special Olympics venue competing for gold.
And now what's taking under place is the first medal ceremony of the 2013 Special Olympics Winter Games. And for the event is the snowboarding slalom, and this is the first medal event where athletes earn medal or ribbons regarding their results. And what's special about the Special Olympics is they can all win medal or ribbon depending on the result, as the first top 3 who makes the podium gets medals and the 4th to 8th place gets a ribbon. So everyone is a winner here at the Special Olympics. And I think it was also a great chance for this host city, Pyeongchang, as it's going to be hosting the 2018 Winter Olympic Games. And it was a great chance for me and all the reporters out here who covered the event, because we saw a lot of amazing stories and dramas here from the 3,000 athletes who took part from over 106 countries. So I hope you guys enjoyed the drama and the stories as much as I did. And I'll see you guys back in the newsroom.
I think it's a very meaningful global ceremony in the sense that it focuses on the people with intellectual disabilities.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that it's not many people know about what the Special Olympics is all about, although we know a lot about the Winter Olympics. This one is one of the 3 world sports events. The Special Olympics is for the people who have intellectual disabilities.
And over 110 countries have participated on this year's event.
And seven sporting events, right?
Right.
And I guess the chairwoman of this organizing committee, Na Kyung-won, seems to have done a lot of job for this event. And she was invited to our Arirang a few times, and I think her contribution was great.
I mean, it's a meaningful event in the sense that it raised awareness of the people with these who's suffering from these conditions. Here, the 2.5 million people in the country has this sort of condition, but
And I guess it gives the Korean people an awareness about these people, and we should really respect them the way they are. And I guess in that way, Korea is becoming more an advanced country with those awareness.
all right. Look, okay. Well, speaking of promoting Korea, I mean, obviously, Jiwon, you've done a number of stories on people who are working extremely hard to preserve and promote Korean culture. What was it this time?
This week it was about clothes. We all love clothes and we love shopping, but how many of us have traditional Korean clothes Hanbok in their closet? Do you have Hanboks in your closet?
No.
I just remember when I was a little kid, I had one, but yeah,
Right.
I don't meet many people who have
Right.
them as adults unless they're
Married.
Right. I mean, I don't even have one. I mean, I used to wear them, like this one clothes when I was young, but now I don't have. But compared to like Japanese people, they wear their traditional clothes, kimono, like many occasions. But Koreans wear them only on like wedding day. So the cultural ministry has been trying to boost or promote this beautiful garment.
Lee Hye-sun is a renowned fashion designer of Hanbok, traditional Korean clothing. Hanbok has been worn on the Korean peninsula for thousands of years, but these days, people only wear them on special occasions like for weddings. Lee hopes this traditional garment can regain its popularity and be worn more widely. As you can see, I'm wearing a hanbok. The Korean government is trying to promote this beautiful garment and encourage more people to wear it in their everyday lives. The government efforts will continue this year with hopes that more Koreans and people outside of the country notice the beauty and comfort of hanbok. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.
I heard that the fashion show is taking place every year, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
every year. But this year was special because, as you can see over here, we had this special guest of young students who wear this traditional Korean clothes as their school uniform.
I see.
And can you see? I mean, these are for kindergarten students. And
Yeah, they look a little bit more modernized. Like
yeah,
looks like
it's
some
modernized.
And very
stretchy fabric there.
colorful.
Right.
The colors these days seem really more
Vibrant.
sophisticated. When I was a kid, they seemed more like almost fluorescent.
Oh, that's because
Primary
that
color.
clothes wasn't the delicate kind. I mean, the traditional Korean hanbok has these beautiful colors, and they're very delicate. But fashion designer Lee Hye-sun, whom I visited, said this clothes is so comfortable. It looks delicate, but when you wear it in everyday lives, it doesn't have any, uncomfortable, features. And think about it, these clothes have been worn on this peninsula for thousands of years. If it wasn't comfortable, our ancestors wouldn't have wear them. 짧게 따고요. 그 다음에 이제 여기서 작업하시는 모습 조금 찍고. 다른 사람들 뭐 파티 이런 것도 자주 하잖아요. 이제 그럴 때라도 자주 입는다면 이런 부분이 장점이다라고 하는 걸 조금만 더.
자세가 자태가 됩니다. 그러나 손질기보다
올해에도 이번 이런 한복 사업이 올해도 계속 진행이 될 겁니다. 다른 분들은 이게 그렇게 자주 입지 않으니까 20년 동안 뭐 정말 비가 와도 입고 이렇게 다니셨던 거예요.
많이 좋더라고요. 힘들다고 생각을 하거든요. 그리고 억제이기도 해요. 왜냐하면 풀리는 모습이 쓰러졌어요. 입을 부분은 그러니까 면이에요.
부드러워요,
그리고 염색도 쪼개요.
네.
여기에 그 정서가 다 들어가져 있어요. 보세요.
정복이 정말 바람의 옷이라는데. 제가 입기까지 하는 건 제한된 패키지를 좀 흥미롭게 만들고자. I'm wearing a hanbok. The Korean government is trying to promote this beautiful garment. As you can see, I'm wearing a hanbok. The Korean government is trying to promote this beautiful garment and encourage more people to wear it in their everyday lives.
So are there a lot of schools that are actually taking part in this project?
Unfortunately, I mean, with this project, like 6 institutions, including 2 kindergartens, have made the school uniforms. But actually, there are schools already wearing these clothes, like 민족 사관고. That's one of the top, high schools in Korea, and they have their Korean traditional clothes to give students the spirit of Koreans and
Korean
become the
pride.
world leaders. Yeah.
I mean, they're absolutely beautiful, but then they're not cheap.
And not cheap.
And they're hard to wear with the whole ribbons and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
They don't have all the zippers or
right, and not many
buttons.
people are wearing them, so it's kind of, I don't know.
It's very hard to be
Yeah,
really.
you have to really learn how to
wear it.
wear it and fold it and tie it. Even in like some men's fashion magazine I saw the other day, there was a guide on how to tie your hanbok.
Wow.
Because the pants, like for a guy, if you look, or it doesn't really show here, but like you have
I
to
have other pictures.
tie it up with a rope at the end of the ankles.
Oh yeah. These are just very ordinary hanboks, but there are pictures of this beautiful clothes from fashion show.
You know, like what's his name? Designer Lee Sang-bong. He's a world class designer, and he uses these hanbok fabric,
Right.
and the patterns and the color palette.
So maybe it's not really possible for us now to wear hanbok like for every day, but maybe if, and that's not really difficult. When I tried them at the hanbok place, it was easy to learn. I mean, we all know how to tie it. I mean, you guys wear neckties every day, which is obviously not very easy. So I guess we can wear them more often on our birthday parties or some.
Yeah, and maybe the
special
modernized ones with like with some utilities like buttons or some
Right.
more comfortable.
Step by step.
And the fashion designer Lee Hye-sun says she's been wearing hanbok every day for the last 20 years, and she got this, she got promoted seats at the airplanes because she was treated specially. with
Just
her
because she wore a hanbok?
Because people think, oh, you have some special day today because she was wearing hanbok, and she has been treated very specially.
So every day is
Except
special for her.
Yeah, that's
Thanks to
what she said.
hanbok.
Right. That's what she says. This clothes makes you special.
Wow. Well, Chi-won, thank you very much for raising good points there. And thank you, Ji-hye, and of course, Sean, for joining us today and for this.
Yeah, and I guess I'm gonna wear hanbok for Lunar's Day.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
right.
Awesome.
I'm expecting that.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. Have a
Very
great day,
nice.
guys.
Thank you.
Day.
Now, the Special Olympics is different from the Olympics or the Paralympics.